Hello and welcome to Tommy Talks TV. I have one singular goal with this show, and that is to help you make smarter decisions so that you can have better relationships. I'd like to start by saying a very big thank you. Thank you for all your likes and your shares and your comments on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, on YouTube. I really appreciate you because you're helping us spread the message further faster. So thank you very much indeed. Now today I'm going to be taking another one of your questions, and it goes like this. How can I handle my mood swings such that it does not affect my partner and others who are around me? Now, this is short and sharp. First of all, I have to congratulate you because it takes a level of self-awareness for you to actually be considering the impact of, your emotions on other people that are around you. And that's what we call emotional intelligence. So that's, a really crucial thing, and I need to congratulate you for that. Now, as to how you manage it, I think the first thing you need to be able to understand is, what exactly is it that triggers mood swings? I know that, there are some temperaments that tend to have more of a propensity towards mood swings than other temperaments. And then also, sometimes women, because of, hormonal changes, you might have mood swings. Well, the fact that, you want to protect the people around you, from the impact of your mood swings, is highly commendable. But the question is this, what are your triggers? So you need to take some time and, understand yourself a bit more and try to, for instance, if it's something that if you're a woman and maybe it's something that has to do with your cycle, then you can kind of predict, around what time of the month you might have those sorts of mood swings, and then, try to, be a bit more conscious so that when you start to feel a certain way, you recognize, okay, this is exactly what's happening, and then think about the things that actually will encourage you, in that kind of situation. So first of all, understand what your triggers are. For other people, it may be that, when they spend too much time on social media, or maybe they've not rested enough, or maybe they're stressed out about something, then that tends to be their trigger. So find out what are your triggers, and try to manage those, so that you give yourself the best chance of remaining in a positive state of mind. That's the first thing. Then the second thing that you need to think about is what are your encouragers? What are the things that encourage you and that have a way of lifting you out of mood swings? So for some people it might be music, others it's like if you spend time maybe studying God's word and meditating upon it, that might be your encourager. Or maybe watching messages that are motivational, that might be an encourager for you. Or maybe it's just going out, taking a walk, maybe it's chatting with a friend. You need to understand what matters to you, what gives you energy, such that, once you begin to recognize that you're beginning to slide into, maybe a bit of a difficult mood, then try to actively do something to snap out of that mood, something that will encourage you rather than, allowing yourself to sink into it. Because usually what happens is people allow themselves to go too deep into it, then they start struggling, to get out of it. So that's the next thing. And then the third thing I would say is that, to actually spend time actively praying and confessing God's word over this is so critical, because the state of your mind, affects so many other things in your life. Your mind is yours for you to take charge of, right? So you're not at the mercy of your moods, or what's going on the inside of you. So you can actively, make up your mind to actually look at scriptures, that encourage you and talk about, how God feels about you, things that lighten your mood, and talk about all the good things that God has done in your life, so that you can maintain an attitude of gratitude and, begin to confess those scriptures and remind yourself of them. Because a lot of times all we need is just a bit of a perspective shift, to help us refocus on God's goodness and God's faithfulness in our lives, and that helps a great deal. And then lastly, to communicate with people around you so that, especially if it's your partner, you can share with him and just make him say, okay, well, at this particular point in time, I'm feeling a bit like this. You might want to talk about it a bit, or just say, well, maybe I might not be able to talk about it now, but maybe a bit later and all that, rather than just expecting that people should just accept, whatever it is you throw at them, but rather being upfront about the way you're feeling and explaining that you're working through it, and then maybe also, helping him see how he can help you through the way you're feeling at that particular time also would help. Well, I hope this has helped you. If this has helped you, then please leave me a message on Facebook or on Twitter, on Instagram or YouTube or wherever it is you're watching. And if you've got a question you would like me to answer, then head on over to tommytalks.com/ask and I'll answer your question next time. See you next time. Bye bye.